This is fun for me. I like this. I like seeing the aftermath of publishing a video called "So I Guess I'm Growing My Hair Back Out Like Paul Rudd and This Is 40." And so it's interesting because what I've seen is popular video. A lot of people have watched it. A lot of people have given it a thumbs up. A lot of people are on board with it. And it's interesting because there are people who definitely are opposed. There are people who've actually stopped watching my channel just because I said I'm going to grow my hair back out, which is funny to me because I've already recorded like 3 weeks worth of footage looking like this that was already made before that decision was made. But either way, that if they want to miss on the last 3 weeks, that's fine. And it's not like I'm never going to buzz it off again. It's just right now, symbolically, I'm facing the challenge of growing my hair out along with starting a new job in a few days. And it is a challenge, and I think I'm coming to terms with something right now, and that is, to some degree, it is possible that my confidence crutch was my buzz cut. It's easier, not that I suffer from any confidence issues, but it's easier to feel more confident in myself when I look like this, when I have a zero guard, and I've got the scruff, especially the 2-week beard. It's easier to feel confident that way. I'm just saying the truth, which by default, having hair, having to look at the mirror and think, oh, that's inconsistent, or the wind blew it. I don't want to think about that stuff. I fundamentally don't need hair, and I prefer not to have it. So yeah, this is a major challenge to me, which I'm sure a lot of you can appreciate because you're on the opposite side of that journey. You're thinking, I have to have hair to be confident, and I don't want to buzz it all off at a zero guard. Funny thing is, a lot of you who think that probably have more hair than I do, but then you're gonna use that crutch that, oh, I don't have the right head shape like Nick Shell does, you know? But see, that's my struggle, that's my journey. And I wanted to read this comment from my good friend Tony Dada, who I think he and I are distantly related. He and I actually kind of look alike according to the picture, and I'm guessing we're both related somehow on the Spanish side or something. But Tony Dada says, quote, LOL, all this for nothing. So I wanted to address that comment, all this for nothing. Is that true, or is it for something? Well, I would obviously say it is for something. You know, about the time, from the first time I buzzed it off with a zero until the time the end of these videos will all finish airing with the buzz cut, it'll be basically about 3 months, about 90 days, maybe even pushing 100 days of videos, nearly 100 videos basically, with me in a zero guard buzz cut, talking about the zero guard buzz cut. And that material will live on, you know. 2 years from now, people will still be finding those videos, as guys who are 14 now will be 16 in 2 years watching these videos and seeing those and finding help from them. So is it all for nothing? I say, of course it's not all for nothing. These videos will last as long as YouTube's around, and people will continue to get help from them. You know, in fact, I can think of what's been gained. I mean, aside from knowing that those videos will help a lot of people, for me personally, it really gave me a new perspective. And I always say that that's something that makes Marvel movies good, that you see dynamic character changes. Okay, so now that the newest Avengers is out, I can give away the ending of Thor Ragnarok. Stop watching the video if you need to not hear the spoiler for Thor Ragnarok. But it's pretty obvious when you look at the preview of Avengers 3 or whatever Avengers is out now. Thor loses an eye in Ragnarok. So clearly in the newest Avengers that is out right now, you know, in May 2018, he's got an eye patch. He loses an eye and they cut off his hair. And that is a character change. We see someone who seemed perfect, but then they evolved, they faced a challenge, which, please imagine for me, again, the timing of this is very bizarre because it completely coincides with me going back to work after 6 months. In real life, my real struggle isn't growing my hair back out. My real struggle is I've been at home with my daughter for 6 months. I'm so attached to her, and now I've got to do complete culture shock, go back, make lots of money, but I've got a lot to prove too. I've got to prove that I'm worth all the money for what I'll be doing. And you know, for me, that's what is my real challenge. And so that's what's actually going through my head right now. But again, I think we're going to continue to see a character arc with me. We're going to see, here was this guy in his perfect state, arguably perfect state. Zero guard buzz cut, beard or scruff or whatever it is. I mean, to me, looking in the selfie cam, I can't look any better, other than maybe have a little bit more down here, you know. But I feel 100% confident in myself. And I think part of the reason why this whole run has been so successful is that truly, I think you believe me on this, truly, the outside matches the inside. The outside, what you see, matches the confidence and character that you see inside here. And something about having hair, even if in theory it makes me look younger or softer on the eyes or whatever it is, to me that almost goes against my identity. But you know, here's the thing. It's important that we accept challenges, just like this job. Do you know what's funny is? I'm going back to this job not because I need the money. Did I say that in the last video? I'm not going back to the job because I need the money, because I've been out of work for 6 months and I need the money. My wife makes great money and he carries all the benefits. Meanwhile, I make money from this YouTube channel, my other one, Family Friendly Daddy Blog. I get paid for my blog itself, familyfriendlydaddyblog.com. I get money from Amazon links when I, sell whatever it is. And it's not just the Remington Shortcut Pro, it's essential oils, whatever I talk about on my blog and people buy it. So I've got all the side revenue that's building all the time, and even yesterday I got $200 just for copying and pasting someone else's blog. They paid me to put on my platform on my blog. So with all that, financially we were okay. It's just that this was so much money, it'd be foolish to turn it down, because this way I can put it toward the mortgage. So I just want to be clear about that. See, that's part of the challenge too. It's easier, and this is the point of the video that you're watching, it would be easier for me to say, you know what, I don't really have to go back to work. I could keep growing all my side income and my social media stuff and we'd be okay. I don't have to. But the smart thing to do is for me to go back to work for the huge increase in salary I'll be encountering, and not to mention I'll be gaining even more job skills so that I'm more marketable as long as I need to go to an office and work. That's a challenge for me, and it's going to be a good challenge. And that's the thing, I think a lot of people, when they see challenge, they see it's a bad thing. A lot of you are challenged by the fact that I'm going to be growing my hair back out, because for you, you're like me. Maybe you identify as the balding or bald guy. You like to not have hair and you like to have the beard. So maybe if you're watching this, you're like, yeah, that's not really what I'm into anymore, because he doesn't speak to my identity. But keep in mind, now there's 4,000 of you, and it's a matter of giving something to everybody. For the guys who are really into the shaved head and the beard, there's gonna altogether be up somewhere around 100 videos altogether when it's all said and done. That will always be part of the library. And also too, it's not like this is a forever thing, that I will never have a 0-yard buzz cut again. In fact, I'll tell you this, my wife really can't stand me having long hair. She hates long hair on guys. And by long hair, I mean over the ears and coming down to where it touches your eyebrows. So this whole goal to look like Paul Rudd and This Is 40, kind of adopting that hairstyle, which knowing he's already got more dense hair up on top, so it's gonna be harder to pull off. What's funny about that, there's a good chance I will be ready to get my hair cut shorter, if by the time I ever get to that point. There's also a good chance she will be so annoyed by my hair being shaggy that she'll say, just shave it all off again, I don't care. And that's probably what's gonna happen, and probably for most years of the rest of my life, that's what I'll be doing. I'll probably buzz it off for a couple months at a time and then grow it back out, and then and I've been doing that since age 21. It's just I wasn't doing it as a YouTube channel, so it wasn't as relevant or whatever. So I think that's interesting. I wanted to make this video. Was it all for nothing? Of course not. It was for a lot. And it's important that you continue to see me change, because let's be honest, how much longer do you want to keep watching me make videos buzzing off all my hair and talking about how it's the greatest thing ever, even though it is? What's new material? We need something new. Just like any season of a TV show, something interesting needs to happen. Well, even if it's not what you want to see, it's interesting, it's challenging. And just like my new job, it's going to be challenging, but overall, if I become a better person, my whole life has been a series of challenges, as all of ours are, but my whole thesis is, by facing the challenges instead of sitting it out, even though you could, because the easier thing to do would to not go back to a full-time job. The easier thing to do is just keep buzzing off my hair because I like it. But I'm going to face some challenges. And the takeaway, you've got challenges of your own to face. A lot of you are still trying to overcome your hair loss. A lot of you are still in denial that looking at pornography has some effect on your psyche and your confidence level. So out of 4,000 people, we're all on some kind of journey. What's my journey? Going back to work full time and growing out my hair even though I don't really want to, because I love the way I look now. That's my challenge. But in 4,000 subscribers, including the host, we're all somewhere along this hair loss journey. For me, I obviously don't care that I'm losing my hair. I like not having hair, and I'm cool if I lose it all on top. Then it gives me a reason to definitely keep it at a 0. Surely that would be a good reason to convince my wife to keep doing the 0, right? It's all on the spectrum. It's all on the spectrum of the hair loss journey. And wherever you are on your journey, I'm proud that you're here. I'm proud that you have hired me as your free life coach to help you along your hair loss journey. Life can't be too easy for too long, can it? Challenges present themselves, and sometimes we actually get to choose whether we want to face them or not. As for me, I'm facing both of my challenges.